What's up, my friends? Welcome back to the RAFscents channel. I am super glad and honored to have each and every one of you here. So, what if I made one of these statements to you? This fragrance will make you smell like somebody's ex-boyfriend. Or every person that goes to the club seems to wear this. Or every high school student seems to have this fragrance in their collection. Usually when one of these statements is spoken, you're going to automatically picture one of the more popular designer fragrances on the market that fits that vibe, fits that genre, fits that situation. But in reality, people don't have to be tied down to those fragrances to fit those situations or genres. There are plenty of amazing options that are available to you to keep that same vibe, but offer you a different scent profile that will make you stand out a little bit more. So we're going to go through 5 of the most popular designer fragrances, and we're going to give you some really good options. So stick around. This is going to be fun. Now, before we start, I do want to say 3 things. Number 1, I'm not trying to throw shade at these popular designer fragrances. There is a reason that they are among the most bought fragrances in the world, and it's because they smell good and people love them. Number 2, I'm not going to be including popular niche fragrances like Creed Invictus. We all know there's about 35 billion Creed Invictus inspired fragrances on the market today. There's just no point. And number 3, the alternatives that I'm giving you are not necessarily cost effective. All they're trying to do is fit the same style and vibe that these original designer fragrances are going for. So just thought I'd let you know. So we're going to start off with one of the most popular blue fragrances ever sold from the house of Chanel. It is Bleu de Chanel. This is the Eau de Parfum version. And it smells really good. It's citrusy, ambery, got that slightly woody undertone. People say that it's one of the shower gel type fragrances, but with great popularity comes great price tag. This 50 milliliter bottle cost me $110 after tax. Was it worth it? Well, the jury's still out as far as I'm concerned, because like I said, everybody seems to have this. At least people that really appreciate a good blue fragrance. But I think there are actually a couple better options out there. Number 1 is Salvatore Ferragamo Acqua Essenziale Blue. I actually made a video about this a couple weeks back. I prefer this one to the Bleu de Chanel, actually. It's a little bit more ambery and has a bit more of an aquatic feel, and there's actually kind of this powdery facet to it that gives it a little bit more maturity. The longevity is about the same, but the price tag for this 100 milliliter, not the 50 mil that the Bleu de Chanel was in, but for this 100 mil bottle was about $40, and it is absolutely stunning. I think this is one of the best bang for your buck fragrances that you can get. Now, my favorite, as a matter of fact, though, goes to YSL Y. This is the Eau de Parfum as well. I love the YSL Y the most as far as blue fragrances are concerned, because this gives it a little bit of a sweeter aspect, and I think this is even more versatile than the Bleu de Chanel. The price tag, you're going to find it for about $85 for this 100 milliliter bottle, but I am so glad. I would gladly pay that for this bottle any day of the week, and I would easily get a backup bottle of that. So the YSL Y Eau de Parfum. There's a couple of different options for the Bleu de Chanel. Next up, we have the fragrance that everybody loves to hate on. It's the one that gets that ex-boyfriend comparison all the time. You know which one we're going for? The Dior Sauvage. This is the Eau de Toilette. Yes, this is a 200 milliliter bottle. I think I have this because I found it at a really good price point. But no apologies, because I still really like this fragrance. Go ahead and leave your hate in the comments below. It's totally fine. I get it. Now, I think this is actually officially considered to be a blue fragrance. Now, myself, I don't consider it a blue fragrance because I think it is a little bit too spicy and a little more restrictive for the proper occasions. It's a little bit more of a night out fragrance that has a bit of a douchebag, arrogant vibe, but still a really good one. However, there are definitely some really decent options for you out there. The first of these is Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. Yes. And so this was actually one of my first fragrances that I ever owned. Now, some of the citrusy and spicy notes are still there, just like in the Dior Sauvage. However, this one is not spiced with pepper like the Dior Sauvage is. You're going to find patchouli in here. It's got also an added note of lavender that makes it a little bit more professional smelling. I recommend people to wear this to work and also to job interviews very regularly, and it is great. Another really good one that is much cheaper is Ferragamo F Black. I've talked about this one a couple times on this channel already. This one tames down the spice even more, and it offers a little bit heavier lavender. And it's a lot cheaper, right around $25 for a 50 or 100 milliliter bottle. But this one's even more, it is thundering outside, you need to stop it. It is even more professional than the Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. So those are a couple really good options for the Dior Sauvage. For fragrance number 3, we're going to get it on with clubbing scents, and we're going to talk about what many people believe to be the king of clubbing fragrances. Of course, we are talking about Versace Eros. This is the Eau de Toilette, and I'm going to be honest, it is nearly impossible to dislike this fragrance. And all of the flankers are stellar as well. The Eau de Parfum, the Parfum, the Versace Eros Flame, they're all really good. Now, many people may be saying to yourselves right now, hey, Jesse, you forgot about Paco Rabanne 1 million. No, I didn't. It's just that this fragrance has been a little more popular for a little longer. But all of my respect to Paco Rabanne and 1 million, because it definitely deserves a place to be talked about in clubbing scents, especially in the 90s. Now, the thing with this fragrance is that the price point has been dropping a little bit more over recent years, making it more accessible to people, especially those in high school, early college, okay? But as we're trying to stand out from the crowd, we do need to step away from this fragrance. So, may I recommend Azzaro The Most Wanted. This is a recent release, and it is, this is sweet and sexy at the same time. It's got cardamom, toffee, and amberwood in here, and they all kind of combine into this really nice, sweet, and pleasant scent that is perfect for the clubs. Okay, many people consider, are talking about this being the Versace Eros killer. If it, if it picks up steam, people could really start wearing this a lot more and replacing this one. Now, my personal favorite that is an alternative to the Versace Eros is by Polo, and that is Polo Red Extreme. And this is what I think of to be the more mature version of Versace Eros, because it has that same fruity vibe, but there is this distinct note of coffee in here that is absolutely breathtaking to me. I really, really love this. I think this is probably best for people that want to keep that youthful vibe but are still in their late 20s and 30s like myself. But it's really nice, it's really pleasant. The price point is right on par with these other two. So yeah, those are a couple really good clubbing alternatives to the Versace Eros. Next up, for fragrance number 4, it is the typical everybody in high school has this fragrance. I'm talking about Paco Rabanne Invictus. I absolutely hate this bottle. There's only one bottle I hate worse than this, and that is Carolina Herrera Bad Boy. That bottle can go straight to hell. But back on topic, this is actually a really pleasant scent. It's aquatic, it's a little bit citrusy, it's sweet. It's got kind of this bubblegum undertone type deal, but it's very pleasant, it's very bright and invigorating. I think a lot of high school students, I think they should own this. But it is a little bit overhyped. I think some of the more recent formulations of this have kind of dropped the performance factor on it a bit. So there are definitely some better options for those of you guys that want this feel but want something a little bit different. Number 1 is going to be Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, a very similar smelling fragrance that is not quite as sweet as the Paco Rabanne Invictus, but definitely has that aquatic note. It's got a little bit more of a green middle, things like bay leaf and jasmine along those lines. But this is a really good one. I think it's actually more affordable when you shop online. But my favorite in this type of family is going to be Versace Eros. I will never stop recommending this fragrance because this is everything that Paco Rabanne wants to be. It is aquatic, it is sweet, it is fresh, and it is absolute beast mode on its performance. We're talking 2 sprays that will get you 10 hours and will just fill up the room with a pleasant aroma, okay? But it's affordable. It's not too hard to come by depending on where in the world you live. You just have to make sure to shop for it online. I think this is going to be the #1 option to Paco Rabanne's Invictus. So Versace Eros or Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, those are a couple good options for you. Last up, we have a fragrance that kind of has that Versace Eros feel and is definitely suitable for the club. And we are talking about Jean Paul Gaultier La Mel in this Ultra Sus bottle. Anytime I spray this on my skin, my pinky always brushes against the junk. I can't help it. Thanks a lot, Jean Paul Gaultier. You're making me question my sexuality. But having said all that, what am I doing with my life? Having said all that, man, I still like this fragrance. It's got vanilla and it's got mint, just like the Versace Eros, but it also has some lavender, some cardamom, a little cinnamon, and a little amber in there. So it opens up the scent profile just a touch. This was big in the late 90s, early 2000s, and is spawned a ton of different flankers from Ultramel to Le Mel, Le Parfum, Le Beau, and so on. But there are options. You do have options. One of them, very similar smelling, is Prada Luna Rossa Sport. That's right, we're going back to Prada Luna Rossa line here. Very similar, but it does lean a little bit more towards the lavender and aquatics here, and dumps a little bit more of the cardamom and cinnamon. This is a good option because it has that same feel, but it's a little bit more versatile. You can actually wear this during the day. I actually recommend this to a lot of athletes who like to go to the gym, like to work out, guys that sweat a lot. This is a really good option for you. Another really good one is Carolina Herrera 212 VIP Men. Now, mint is a big hitter in this one. Actually, this fragrance all around smells like spearmint gum a bit. A couple of the main notes in here are actually vodka and gin. Does it really smell like vodka and gin? You know, I've got a couple bottles up there. I don't think it does myself. I think it's a little bit of a gimmick, but it does kind of give you a little bit of a sense of what this fragrance is trying to go for. But in the end, it still smells really good, and it branches off enough from that Jean Paul Gaultier and even that Versace Eros feel to really give you a different type of scent and really make people think twice when you walk by them. It's not going to be the same, but it's still going to take that vibe. So this is a really good option, and the Prada Luna Rossa Sport, that's also a good option. And there we have it, guys. Some really awesome options for you to consider. And like I said, I'm not throwing any shade on these popular fragrances. I still go back and spray them on myself. I'm actually wearing Versace Eros as we speak. But I do like to have some options. I like to stand out a little bit more, and I hope that you would consider them as well. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm super honored to have each and every one of you here. I hope you've liked, subscribed to the channel, all of those good things, and please stay tuned because we've got plenty more amazing videos to come in the future. I love you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.